Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Buffalo Wild Wings here in Surprise, Arizona. Another edition of the Mike Nesbitt Show. James Poovey alongside my partner Vince Delisio. Vince, it's going to be another great show. We're going to recap last game, look forward to the next game after this bye week, and talk a little OUAZ football here tonight.
We will. You know, it was definitely a disappointing loss, but our theory is this, and take it for what it's worth. It's better to lose that 9th game instead of that 11th or 12th game. You know what I mean?
Yes, and if you're going to have to get it out of the way, get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way,
right?
clean it up. Clean it up and get back to what got you there, the basics, the fundamentals, and get that confidence back up and realize that any team on any given night can be defeated. And that's just the way it is. And the better team, the hungrier team, I should say, the team that plays more flawlessly is ultimately the one that's going to be the victor, and that was the case on Saturday night, I believe. But back to the drawing board. Got a bye week coming up this week. Some things that they're able to revisit, get to know your team again, get out there, get recruiting, and get ready for that last game. And ultimately, you hold your destiny in your own hands. They don't have to worry about anybody else losing, winning, this, that. They got to win out. They win out. They win the conference. They're in.
Yeah, they got to take care of business first and foremost. That's number one on the agenda for Coach Mike Nesbitt and the OUAZ Spirit. All they can do is control what they can control. As you mentioned, they got to win what they can win. And a great time for the bye week, get everyone healthy this week, rest up a little bit, kind of recharge their batteries, and go into this last game of the regular season ready to roll and hopefully looking forward to the playoffs. So we got a number of special guests coming on with us tonight. Running back Kristopher Ewens, offensive lineman Boyd-Volakis will be on, linebacker Garcia, and also defensive end Quentin Blair tonight. So it's going to be a jam-packed show.
It'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll talk to those guys, some veteran guys, some up-and-comers, young guys, a nice blend. And then, of course, we got the man himself whose name is on the show coming right up.
Yes, we do. So we'll step aside, take a short break, and come right back here to Buffalo Wild Wings in Surprise. After that, we'll bring on Coach Mike Nesbitt. Stay tuned on the Mike Nesbitt Show right back after this.
Wings has a new game plan. A plan to save football and your relationship with the first ever football prenup. You heard me. Football prenup. Whether it's yard work, weddings, dinner parties, birthday parties, gender reveal parties, life's always finding new ways to blindside fans and put pressure on their relationship during football season. So we're blowing the whistle and calling for the football prenup. This stiff arm to everyday bullshit lets fans protect their game days from anyone or anything that's not football. Partners protect whatever it is they care about, and both sides protect their sanity. Yeah, it's real and legally binding.
Not legally binding. If you think just filling this out makes it legal because of free women, metal-themed sports restaurant promoted on your feet, you kind of deserve whatever the consequences are. Don't be dumb.
Just go to footballprenup.com, outline the games you want to protect, and negotiate what you're willing to do for your partner in return. We're talking dishes, date night, selfies, cuddling, conversations using those active listening skills the counselor talked about. Anything that'll get you those games. Anything. Then sign the sucker and booyah. This football season, don't go for the win. Go for the win-win. Save your football season. Save your relationship. Save America.
Vincent James here, joined by the man himself, Coach Mike Nesbitt. Coach, all right, I'm going to lead it off because I gotta know.
Here we go.
All right.
Here we go.
What time Sunday morning did you go get your haircut?
I showed up Let's see. Well, Saturday night and Sunday morning just kind of ran into each other. They weren't after that game.
Yeah.
So I was the first one at the barber. There was one guy in a Jeep and me at about 8:45, and the barber shop doesn't open until 10. So we were the first two in the chairs.
Wow.
So I was there. Johnny, my barber, right up the road here on Bell Road, was not pleased to see me. He was a little upset with the outcome.
Yeah.
And I was hoping he wasn't going to see me till December. So I told him, well, look, we're going to get it cut here, and then hopefully we don't see you again till Christmas.
A follow-up question, Coach. Did the Waffle House have to put out an APB? Did you show up and have the All-Star, or are you saving that strictly for the wins?
No. We didn't want to have like a loser restaurant. You know, we felt bad. You know, at first we thought, do you go to IHOP? Do you go to Denny's? And then it was like, that's the bad karma place.
Sure.
So we stuck with the traditional. We went back into the Waffle House and kind of ate our sorrows away with the All-Star Special and looked at the stat sheet and tried to figure out what we could get better at and tried fixing some problems at the Waffle House till about 2 in the morning.
Well, the sun obviously came up on Sunday morning, so it wasn't like, you know, everything all broke down on you. And you've got a great attitude because you know after seeing that game and seeing what we saw as well, you had some things that you had to clean up. You know, Lion came out, they played well, right?
Yeah, you know, really, I got to give my hats off to those guys at Lion. When you watch the clock and you start watching their offense stayed in the huddle. They didn't break a huddle until about 10 or 12 seconds on the play clock. And he ran every play clock down to 1 or 2 seconds on the play clock. He was really smart. And then he used his timeouts a lot like a basketball coach would, was trying to break the rhythm of every time we got the ball inside the 30 on a big play or anything, boom, he took a timeout right away. Mm-hmm. He found a way to get a substitution. And so he did a good job of really watching how we play and knowing that, okay, if I'm going to get these guys, I got to break the rhythm. I can't let them get going fast. And he did a good job because what he did was he let us get up and down the field in between the 30s, and then once we got in the 30, he stalled us, and he just kept it a one-possession ball game as long as he could. And that was, you know, I got to give my hat to him because that's the first time we've seen that done to us in a long, long time. We haven't experienced a game like that probably since about 2007, 2008 when we started really playing fast. And so, you know, he did a good job of coaching, and he kept his offensive guys just in striking distance enough to where they could get a play at the end of the game and come up with a chance to beat us. And then his kicker did a great job too. We played on a long field the whole third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, Ignacio Gomez is an all-star for the Lion College Scouts for sure. After you guys had a chance to get back in the film room and watch some things, what are some things that you could put your finger on and say, okay, we got to fix that. We need to clean that up a little bit. We're going to shore that up before the next game. Talk about a few of those things.
I think one of it was just don't get impatient. Don't get impatient offensively. And it was kind of the deal. We scored really quick early in the game, and there was 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. And maybe there was a little bit of that on our sideline of, hey, guess what? We're going to roll these guys again, and it's going to be one of those 70-point nights. And they weathered the first storm. And we talk about that in our own program. Certain games like Langston and Western New Mexico, you're going to have to weather the initial push and the excitement of that other team. And I think they did a good job at Lion at doing that. And then we started forcing our hand a little bit on offense and getting impatient. And, you know, we didn't cover up some DBs where we could have in the back end to maybe get some fade balls like we usually do. And that was one thing. And just finish some drives. Just get consistent. Don't be impatient. And, you know, and then on defense, you know, it was just 1 or 2 plays. It's really what it ended up being, you know. Had some penalties that kept us on the field and extended some drives. And some unforced errors, you know, ocean penalties, illegal substitutions. Just uncharacteristic stuff and a missed field goal. I mean, so it's all those, you know, and you look at it and all the head coach, it's 4 or 5 plays, right? But it really boils down to 4 or 5 plays.
Yeah.
Momentum plays. You know, I watched the tape the other night and I said, you know, I go for it on 4th and 3 early in the second quarter. Well, maybe if we punt there, pin them back, their offense isn't playing very good. Our defense is red hot at that point in time. Maybe we win the field position battle and can get an easy score at that point. And so, you know, it's kind of a little bit of everything. And then there was a touchdown called back that, you know, I still kind of look at a little bit and was like, I don't know if that was what it was. But, you know, you get some good calls and you get some bad calls in the game, and you just kind of keep moving forward and live with it.
Sure.
Well, you were up 14-3 early in the game at one point. And, you know, but between the 20s, I mean, and your running game, number 7 – tore it up. He had a career night. Was that don't tell me that was expected. I mean,
no, well, it kind of was just due to some stuff that we saw, you know, down in distance and some things that they did defensively, I really felt going into the game Saturday morning that we had some calls that we could really use against them. And some second long, second medium calls that I thought would really fit, and we ended up getting some good runs, and I thought Chris played really well at some certain times for us that we took advantage. I think we had a 3rd and 16 one time we broke off for 25 yards and got us into scoring range and some things like that. And so in that standpoint, I was happy with some things that we really did. We did some really good stuff. We just didn't score. That was the hardest thing. And I really thought, even in it was kind of becoming a defensive battle a little bit, if we could get to 24 or 21 or even 28, even if it was 21-11, 2 scores. If we could get a 10-point game or a 17-point game, I think the outcome would have been a little bit different. We just could never get to that point to help our defense out.
Well, as you mentioned, just a few tide-turning plays, and that usually happens in the game of football. But a hard-fought game, as you mentioned, your defense really played very well.
They really did.
On the whole.
They did.
And so a lot of good things to build on. And as you guys look forward to the Sagu game coming up, we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But we'll go ahead and step aside here for a moment, bring some of the players on here and talk to them for a little bit. And, Coach, we'll get you back on here a little bit later in the show.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much.
Is this show on in Hawaii? Can Stu see this on the cruise ship?
My father-in-law is on a cruise, and I believe he was tuning in, but right now he's probably on the beach sipping mimosas. It's what is it, 3-4 hours earlier now? So,
yes.
or playing bingo. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah.
Vince doesn't need the enhanced money. He doesn't need the enhanced.
No.
Roll the dice, Stu. Roll it. Go get him, baby.
Let it ride, right?
Thank you. Right. Thank you.
Outstanding.
Yes.
We'll be right back here to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's a surprise. The Coach Mike Nesbitt Show. We'll be talking to some OU AZ Spirit players after this. Stay tuned.
Watching the game alone, you gonna high-five yourself too? Come on! Get to B-Dubs, order a $5 pitcher, chest bump, wolf pile, and nail that 2-person high-five. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! What kind of monster schedules their wedding on game day? We're done watching the game on our phone while you two take an entire day to say you like each other. Oh, good. The best man's winging the toast. Hey, Troy, I got a place you can wing it. It's called B-Dubs. We're going to RSVP for the chicken, keep our vows to football, and add wings, beer, and sports to our registry while dining on a buffet of football. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Hey, all you business owners. Vince here from the JV Sports Show. Are you a fan of junior college and small college sports? Want to reach an established and growing sports radio listening audience both locally and abroad? Partner up with the JV Sports Show. We can help promote your business while you help support exclusive coverage of junior college, NAIA, NC2A Division II and III sports. Check us out at www.jvsportshow.com and let us show you the benefits of partnering up with James and I on the JV Sports Show.
It's football season, folks, and this year Buffalo Wild Wings has a new game plan. A plan to save football and your relationship with the first ever football prenup. You heard me, football prenup. Whether it's yard work, weddings, dinner parties, birthday parties, gender reveal parties, life's always finding new ways to blindside fans and put pressure on their relationship during football season. So we're blowing the whistle and calling for the football prenup. This stiff arm to everyday bullshit lets fans protect their game days from anyone or anything that's not football. Partners protect whatever it is they care about, and both sides protect their sanity. Yeah, it's real and legally binding.
Not legally binding. If you think just filling this out makes it legal because of free roaming metal-themed sports restaurant promoted on your feed, you kind of deserve whatever the consequences are. Don't be dumb.
Just go to footballprenup.com, outline the games you want to protect, and negotiate what you're willing to do for your partner in return. We're talking dishes, date nights, selfies, cuddling, conversations using those active listening skills the counselor talked about. Anything that'll get you those games. Anything. Then sign the sucker and booyah. This football season, don't go for the win. Go for the win-win. Save your football season. Save your relationship. Save America.
Surprise. We're pleased now to be joined by two OU AZ Spirit football players. To my right is running back Kristopher Ewens, and to my far right is offensive lineman right tackle Elijah Boyd-Volakis. Gentlemen, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well. Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you guys coming on with us.
Yes, sir.
So, Chris, you're a veteran of this show. You've been on a few times now. In fact, you'll probably be hosting, next week after I get fired. But Eli, let's start with you. So you're new to the program. You're an offensive lineman. How do you think things went for you guys as a unit on Saturday? I'm going to dig right into the game. I want to start talking about the game. So how did you guys do as a unit on Saturday night? You had a new center for most of the game.
I feel like our center, Tree, I feel like he played good. He just had a couple easy soft mistakes that he had made as a freshman that you can't fault him for.
Yeah.
But I think overall he did a good job spotting the mic and getting us where we needed to be.
We felt you did too, and the reason why I say that is because the measuring stick of that is the guy sitting to your left with a career night. How many yards, James, do you have his stats?
Over 200.
Over 200.
About 226, I want to say, Chris, somewhere in that neighborhood.
It was around there, something like that.
Ripping off big runs at a time, Vince. 3, 4, 5, 8, 25 yards, 32 yards, another run.
Yes.
I mean, Chris, talk about these guys that are blocking for you. I mean, they're paving the way. I mean, I could have ran through some of those. No offense, I could have ran through some of those holes. But talk about those guys.
That's a little bit of a reach now.
Oh, man, no doubt. These guys are playing at a high level. For someone like me to just step into this role and just rip off 100-yard games after 100-yard games and just keep improving after every game, I would say none of the credit goes to me. It goes to my O-line. They didn't skip a beat. I think, if anything, their play just elevated after all those injuries happened, and I couldn't ask for a better O-line. Even Coach Burns talking to me. We break down a lot of film together, and I think it's just a great bond between myself and my O-line.
How much you do actually spend a lot of time with the offensive line? You guys talk about run fits and all that sort of thing, and where you got to fit up with everything.
Definitely.
So you guys really, there's quite a bond there.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's just a certain amount of time in practice that's just dedicated to just the running backs and the O-line. We go off into the corner of the end zone and we just work on fits. We talk about the different fronts we might see for that upcoming game. We talk about the different shades that the D linemen like to line up in. We break a lot of it down.
Little inside run, baby.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Eli, so you came to OUAZ from Florence, Arizona, by way of Wisconsin, right? You said you're originally from Wisconsin. How old were you when you moved to Arizona?
I think I was just turning 10.
Okay, so you pretty much you grew up elementary school, middle school, high school in Florence. What was the transition like? How did you end up in Surprise?
Ottawa, actually, we started recruiting my friend, and then from there they saw me and then
they dumped your friend how did you feel guilty for him? Okay, did he end up going somewhere?
Yeah, he went to a different school.
Okay, there you go. Well, it worked out for the best. So your experience here, enjoyable experience? You like the guys, obviously, this nice tight fraternity brotherhood that you have with these guys?
Yeah, it's a great team. Everyone work together and help each other out. Then we have our coaches that care a lot about us.
Okay.
Perfect segue to my next question, Eli. Talk about what it's like to play for Coach Burns.
It's great. He helps us out a lot every day in practice. He makes sure we work hard to improve our skills.
You know that you're playing for a guy that was a pretty good center himself in college. So I mean, he played at a top-notch program, right? You know that. Has he ever? Does he? He seems pretty non-assuming, like he doesn't really talk about it that much. But do you know his history?
Yeah, he showed us some highlights of the games.
Okay, there you go. So he did show you.
A question for both of you guys: how much do you guys actually Google your coaches? I got to know this. Like Coach Nesbitt, go back and see him play back in the day.
I got a couple screenshots of Coach Nesbitt with the dark hair
when he looked young, right? He was thin, wasn't he? Thin, like really thin face. Yeah.
He's looking over here now.
Before the hair lightened up a little bit, it's kind of funny. Okay. We've seen him on YouTube a couple times.
Yeah.
And, he's always joking about how he's been running the same offensive practice for 30-something years. And if you go back and look at a couple YouTubes from a few years ago, it's the same exact
thing.
For 37 years.
Boy. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, man.
Okay, so tough loss the other night. And, what was the message in the locker room after the game? You guys showed up Sunday. What was it like? What did you guys maybe Chris, you go ahead and tell us about that.
Man, I would say for the seniors, that was a tough pill to swallow. But at the end of the day, the message was we did it to ourselves. We didn't take advantage of a lot of opportunities. Defense played lights out. If you go back and watch the film, review the game, defense played lights out on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And, offense just didn't carry their their weight on Saturday. You know, there were some missed opportunities where we would get a couple of good plays going, get a couple big drives going, long drives, and, you know, we'd get 7, 8, 9, 10 play drives and no points at the end of them. And I think that's just shooting ourselves in the foot, and it's just something we're going to have to improve on and get ready for Sagu.
Well, Greg, if we could get you to queue up a couple of those plays, let's take a look at some of your plays, Chris, from the other night. And Eli, we're going to do the same with you as well here. You guys can take a look at that monitor right there, and Mr. Jones, our producer, will cue those up here for us momentarily. Here's that touchdown run, Chris.
What play was this?
You mean what the play was called?
Yes.
It was outside zone to the left.
Okay. So outside zone left, cut back right.
Yes, sir.
Touchdown. Okay. You guys do that so well. I mean, we comment on that, and it's just the lanes that open up coming back are just amazing. You know, the vision that you're able to have as you're doing that, and you're ripping off some really nice runs. What's the next play?
It's that zone blocking up front, Vince.
Yes.
Here we go. Now here's another one right here for Kristopher Ewens. He's going to get this pass out in the flat, make a move on a guy right there. A nice reception. You like catching that football, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I like catching
yards
the ball.
After catch?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Outstanding.
Another run here.
Another run coming up here. Now take a look at this jump cut, Vince, when we see this run.
Okay.
Not only does this guy run with power and speed, but he's got a little bit of wiggle.
Man.
Oh, there it is right there.
I think he learned that from you, James.
He might have.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get out there on the pads next spring.
Oh, okay, good. I can't wait.
And this last one here, Chris, we're going to see you in a pass protection situation, taking care of Mr. McCullough back there, making sure he stays nice and clean. You're really a complete running back. You get it done in all three phases of the position, if you will. You know, you run the football really well, you catch it, and then you're also in there doing a great job in pass protection.
Thank you.
Outstanding performance.
Yes, sir.
Couple plays from Eli here. So starting off with a run block. If you take a look at that here real quickly. Okay. Eli, what side are you on?
Eli's on the right there.
Okay, right tackle. There we go. Hoping to open up a lane.
Running that guy all the way outside.
Okay. Next play. Little pass block.
Once again in there at right tackle.
Nice. Kick-starting that bike.
Nice job checking your guy on the inside there, too, before you take that outside responsibility there as well.
We have Coach Burns that makes us work that every day.
That's good.
All practice.
Okay. Next play. Another run block here. Great job. Nice first step.
You go that way. Chris Ewens is going to go this way. How about that, right?
All right.
Nice run there as well, Mr. Ewens.
Thank you.
Goodness.
And finally, one more pass block.
Now this right here, Vince, is going to be the lone touchdown pass of the game for the Spirit.
Okay.
Nice job there for Eli holding that guy off.
Yep, finishing at the end.
And allowing Austin to get that football off under pretty good pressure there. So a nice job up front there for Eli as well. Outstanding job, guys. I know you guys didn't end up pulling off the win, but a nice effort up front. And Chris, what can I say? 200-plus yards, an outstanding performance.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Gentlemen, okay, so we will be right back after the break. I know you guys have a bye week. I would say enjoy your time off, but you guys are grinding every day. You're getting it done in the classroom, getting it done out on the field, and have a lot of work to do, obviously. You guys have identified the areas that need to be cleaned up, and you're doing that. You're going to be back on it. And in Dallas next week, what's the name of the town they're going to be in?
Waxahachie.
Still can't say it. Okay, so, all right.
At Waxahachie High School Stadium there.
Yes,
Yep.
Okay, perfect. We will be right back after the break. Stick around.
Sweet.
Nice job, guys.
Your man cave is a lie. It's not a masculine refuge. It's a basement in your wife's house. Caves don't have frilly craft store signs. Yell about it. In your man cave, no one can hear you scream. Wake up! Head upstairs and get to B-dubs, where the kegerators are just called taps, the wall color is TVs, and the wings taste like freedom. Also, your friends actually like coming here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! watching the game alone. You gonna high-five yourself too? Come on! Get to B-Dubs, order a $5 pitcher, chest bump, wolf fowl, and nail that two-person high-five. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Seth Askelson. No.
Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings and Surprise. We're live on YouTube for the Mike Nesbitt Show. We're now pleased to be joined by linebacker extraordinaire Marcos Garcia and defensive end Quentin Blair. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. Yeah.
Good. Glad to have you guys on the show.
Thanks for having us.
So you guys played nearly a flawless game. I mean, you obviously kept your team in the game. Were you guys gassed at the end of the game? Be honest.
To be honest, I'm usually never gassed at the end of the game, but
okay.
You feel it the next day for sure. But
yeah. Coach has a good rotation. Coach Mosley has a good rotation with that front, with the D-line, so you guys are able to get some reps. If you get a chance, did you count how many reps you played in the game on defense?
Are you talking about all together?
Mm-hmm.
If you average about, I usually play the first and second down of the play, and then Maverick, he'll go in about third and fourth. So
okay.
All those downs, you add that all up, estimate it out. That's basically what you get from it. I couldn't really give you a number off the top of my head.
Maybe 40?
About 40 or
yeah.
so.
Okay.
Quentin, what is it like playing defensive line for the OUAZ Spirit? Talk about that.
Oh, it's definitely a blessing. I mean, the discipline we've learned and everything we've been taught by Coach Mosley, and I've came from colleges because I'm a transfer where you don't get that kind of discipline, and you're just kind of out there on your own, and you're kind of just going with the flow, but you're not really being a dominant player like how we are here.
Talk a little more about the discipline. Is it just making sure you're doing the right things, or is it really – because I know Coach Mosley is an outstanding defensive line coach, and he makes sure that even the littlest stone is unturned and everything's taken care of.
I mean, he always follows the little details. Little details are very important. It could be from squeezing the tackle – close enough. It could be setting the edge, making sure you're getting vertical on pass rushes. It could be everything, you know. Even in practice, if you mess up a little bit, he's going to let you know. So,
what's your move? Are you a spin guy? Are you a bull rush guy? Are you a rip guy? What?
I've always been kind of a stiffer edge rusher.
Okay.
So bull rush has always been my go-to.
Really?
Kind of an arm over type.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I can't wait to see that one in the spring.
Yeah, why not?
We're gonna pad up out there. That's gonna be fun.
Okay, all right, Marco. So you're clearly one of the leaders of the defense, and you've been a standout. You've been a quiet leader as well. How do you think your unit performed? How do you think the linebackers played in the game?
As far as just linebackers,
yeah,
I think we performed really well this
yeah.
game. But overall, it's just a team effort. It's just keeping the points off the board, and we definitely could have worked a little bit harder. But linebacker-wise, I mean, usually when your defensive coordinator is your position coach, it's always like the pressure's on you to perform.
Yeah.
And so all linebackers know that going in, especially us starters. So it is difficult, but we just got to keep continuing and get better.
Well, you want to make Coach proud, right? I mean, that's the ultimate goal, right? Mm-hmm. How much do you guys communicate with the offense when you guys are coming off the field and you're exchanging, they're coming on, you're coming off, or vice versa, and what's that exchange like?
You're talking about like our offense?
Yeah, like when you're coming off the field and the offense is going on, or the offense is coming off the field that they just had a failed drive or something, something happened and you guys need to pick them up, or vice versa. Talk about that exchange.
Usually it's very brief, but we try to keep it motivating. We try to boost them around. Just if it's a bad drive, we usually tell each other, keep your head up. We'll get the ball back. We'll give you guys another opportunity. And it's both ways too when the defense comes off. It's just helping with each other. And me, I usually go up to like Chris Ewens, or I go up to Tristan Shehorn, and I'm like, hey, you guys are doing good. Like keep working hard. Like we're gonna keep working hard also. So it's just, it's a team effort. So we just kind of try to keep motivating each other.
That's awesome.
So, Quentin, after you scored your touchdown a couple of weeks ago, were you going over with the offense trying to show those running backs how to do it, or anything like that? No?
Not even close to that.
Okay, I just had to get that
I saw
out.
a little high step in there.
Yeah, a little high step at the end as he's getting in. A little, we were telling you off camera, James and I had a chance to meet your folks. I think it might have been before the first game of the season, James. It's been a blur. It's gone by so fast. But they are so proud of you and everything that you've overcome to get here, and the work that you put in, the time that you put in. And obviously they've been out here multiple times. What's their feeling about this program now?
Coming from the transfer I was at in Kansas, I mean, it's a huge, huge upgrade.
Yeah.
I mean, just being able to see them more often. I was out there in Kansas for 6 months at a time, and it was rough, I mean, you couldn't get that same kind of communication and love you get out here. We're 4 hours away, which is an easy drive for us.
So it gives them a chance to come in and watch every home game if they want.
To just about every home game.
Wow, that's awesome. Good. We're excited. And Marcos, how about you? You're from Utah, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, okay. So family been in quite a bit?
My family usually, our drive is a little bit further than Quentin's family. It's about a 10-hour drive. And my family always drives out, but I usually have either my parents come out, or I have friends that fly out, or my girlfriend's parents that come out. So I always have a couple people here on home games. It's not always just my parents.
Okay.
But it's always nice seeing them, always nice to just have them around and know that you have people in the stands, physically there watching you play.
Yeah.
Well, Vince, we'll get some plays queued up from a couple of these guys here.
Sure.
Mr. Jones will cue those up here for us. We'll take look at a couple plays here for Marcos and his defense.
Let's see him.
And a few from Quentin as well. A nice little gang tackle here for you guys. Talk about that swarming defense that you're taught to play.
Just always, that's always a big emphasis, just swarm tackling. We try to minimize the yards gained after contact is made. And that always helps, especially as a team effort. I mean, it helps us work more as a team, just everyone just running to the ball.
Well, this next play we'll take a look at here is a blitz on by you guys, and you disguise it very well, and you guys are just very well coached. Is really what it comes down to. And as long as you do what you're coached to do, I'm sure you guys hear that, you're going to be successful.
Let's take a look at some of some of Quentin's moves here.
So, Quentin, now you're lined up at the right defensive end right now.
Correct. Bottom of the screen there.
Okay, good
nice
pursuit.
Job fighting through there. You got washed out a little bit at first, but then you recovered and got out there to the ball. Next one here is a nice stop. Knifing through right in the middle. Running the alley there a little bit, as they say. And now this one here is outstanding. A little spin move in the middle, and then you're going to flatten them on the edge here. Bam!
Nice
right
job.
There.
All right.
Outstanding. They got the pass off.
They got it.
But you made him think about it. He's probably still thinking about that one.
Yeah.
Nice job, guys. An outstanding effort. Like we said, the defense played really well. A couple of key plays, as it always is in this game that we love so much. But you guys will recover. We know that, and we're looking forward to the next battle next week. So how's the bye week going so far?
It's going good.
Even though I know it's not a whole lot of break.
Yeah, not a lot of break, but I mean it's enough just to give us more time just to have our bodies heal up, just to just rest and recover from 8-week straight games. So it's very helpful.
Yeah, it may not seem like it's a lot, but to us it's huge.
Sure, even a day off.
Yeah. Even a day off, even like a Sunday without a practice is huge.
Yes.
It's
outstanding.
So it helps a lot.
All right. Well, gentlemen, go get yourself something to eat. And the staff here at Buffalo Wild Wings has been great. They've been bringing food out. We appreciate you guys coming on. We wish you all the luck going into this final game after next week.
Oh, yeah,
you guys are heading out to Dallas. It should be great. Close out the season. You have your destiny in your hands. Win out, and then you're in.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.
Right, thank you.
Thanks so much. We'll be right back here on the Mike Nesbitt Show. We'll bring on Coach Mike Nesbitt one more time, and then we'll wrap this thing up from Buffalo Wild Wings Surprise. Stay tuned.
Your man cave is a lie. It's not a masculine refuge. It's a basement in your wife's house. Caves don't have frilly craft store signs. Yell about it. In your man cave, no one can hear you scream. Wake up! Head upstairs and get to B-Dubs, where the kegerators are just called taps, the wall color is TVs, and the wings taste like freedom. Also, your friends actually like coming here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
To the Mike Nesbitt show here with I was going to say something else here with Coach Mike Nesbitt with James Vince here. Coach, so you guys you got a bye week this week. You talked about getting out there, seeing some games, recruiting. Where are you going to be this week? Where are you going to be on Friday?
We had a great week. I thought our recruiting coordinators and these guys did a great job this week. We got out on the road Monday and everybody was out and saw all the local guys, and then came back in and really got after it Tuesday and Wednesday. We had a little scrimmage for our red shirt kids and some of our young guys, and we got to see some of our our 3s and 4s and some of our up and comers for next season. Watched them play a little bit and got some team and got after it with our 1s and 2s, and then back on the road this morning. We had our team pictures this morning, and then we got back out today, and we'll be all day tomorrow and going to playoff games and watching kids and talking to coaches and keep recruiting and hopefully keep building a good football team.
How's the overall mood of the team, and how have they been able to turn the page, if you will, from that Lion game and start looking towards Waxahachie next week?
Well, Mr. Vin here is going to laugh at me because I'm always coach cliche, right? Probably, but here's the deal, and it's the same thing. I told them, don't feel sorry for yourself because there's nobody in the country that feels sorry for you. You got a $25 million athletic facility. You got a brand new football field and a brand new dorm. You're nationally ranked, and you've been alive for about 2 years and about 200 and some days. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you got beat. No head coach feels sorry for Mike Nesbitt. There's no coach out there going, oh, that poor guy, they got beat. Nobody cares. And that was the message on Sunday. And then I also told them, nobody likes you when you guys win. And so you better just erase it because it's the same thing. We get 24 hours to enjoy it. Everybody's going to pat us on the back on Monday, or they're going to give us the old, oh, I'm sorry you guys lost and you had to cut your hair and all that cute stuff. But you know what? We had to rally and go back to work and get in the weight room on Tuesday morning and start on special teams and start working on those guys from SAGU because we got a football game to play. And we got a couple extra days to get some guys healthy and just generate some energy again. And we better show up and better get after it and we better play hard.
Speaking of SAGU, so what are you seeing? Tell us about the team.
They're a little snake bit right now. They've had to rotate some quarterbacks. They've had some injuries on offense that have really slowed them down. Because I know going into the season, Coach over there, he really thought they had a really good team. He thought they had a playoff team, and they thought they had a team that could really battle for the conference championship.
Ryan Smith, right? Yep.
Yeah,
nice
Coach
guy.
Smith,
yeah,
great guy, and a really good football coach at a good school, and does things the right way in his program. And they got beat up on offense, and they're struggling a little bit, but I think they've got some guys back. And so this weekend when they play Panhandle State, it's going to be an interesting thing for us to really look at their roster and see who he has playing. Defensively, they're playing really well. They've got one of the better defenses in the conference. They got 2 interior kids, that are some of the better D-line guys. They got 2 defensive ends. They got this kid, number 50, that's playing for them. That's a true freshman that's gotten better every week, and he is a fireball. He's all over the field on special teams. Pass rusher, just a really good, solid player. And then they have probably the best secondary guy coming back in the conference on one end, one of their safeties that played really well against us last year. So it's going to be, he's done a good job. He's kept his team going. His record doesn't indicate how hard his kids are playing for him. They're 0-8 right now, but they took Langston right down to the wire last week. They had a triple overtime game with Texas Wesleyan. And so they're a good football team. We just better show up and have a good mindset the next few days going into this game.
What I know, Coach, is a little bit earlier to to talk about it, but we got to think about playoffs right now and how things might shake out. You guys have to take care of business first on the road at Sagu, or it really doesn't matter.
No, that's the key component. We got to go play 4 quarters of good football. You know, our team has to show up, and we better have a good mindset about it because that's going to be big for us. You know, we need some help. You know, we need some guys to get beat or some things like that. But it's all going to come down to if everybody wins out, you could end up in a 3-way tie, who's nationally ranked, where you're at, and then it becomes an athletic director, conference commissioner, and different things that come into it and the tiebreakers and stuff. But I'm not even worried about the tiebreakers or any of that other stuff because none of that matters. We better show up and play, and we got to get some things fixed for us, and we need to get the 9th win. You know, right now we could end, you know, with a 4-1 record at home and a 5-0 record on the road. And in our conference, if you can go undefeated on the road, the way our guys have to travel and things that go on in our league, that's an impressive feat. And so, you know, that's our mindset right now, just to end the season, you know, with a 5-0 record on the road and then wake up Sunday morning and then whatever happens Sunday morning. But at least we know we did what we had to do.
Well, and what's particularly impressive about your team in this conference is the fact that this conference is spread out over so many miles. I mean, we're not talking like a little region here between, you know, Nevada and Arizona. We're talking Arizona, Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma. I mean, this sucker is spread out. And so when you travel and you win on the road, those are truly earned wins because of you've got jet lag, you've got this, you've got, you know, 2-hour time change, you know, and so it's not just like a little bus ride.
No,
so,
and that's what we've noticed right away in our league. How you travel is really important, and then how you recover the next week after the trip because you could be gone on the road for 2 weeks, and then you get a couple home games, and your guys are exhausted because of the bus or the flight or whatever you had to do to get them there.
Yeah.
And so there's some thought into how you practice and how you train and you feed your guys and how they sleep and different things that I think are key components to it because, it's a hard league. It is a hard league when you get on the road, and that's what's impressive when you do get on the road and you can win some road games like we've had to do. It's a lot of fun for your kids. And our kids, sometimes I think they get excited. You know, the Dallas trip is a good trip. You know, Waxahachie, it's a great stadium to play in. It has a good vibe to it, and so it'll be fun to do it.
Hopefully you can get over to the vault for us, Coach, and try some of that good barbecue.
There might be a barbecue run for us there.
Yes,
there could be.
Well, thanks so much for coming on with us here. We
Thanks,
appreciate
guys,
it, and we're obviously looking forward to the next game. That's next Saturday, the 16th of November. It'll be at 12 noon Arizona time, which will be 1 p.m.
Oh yeah, no, they moved it up.
Oh, they
did. Yeah, we actually moved it up. It's going to be an 11 a.m. kick in Waxahachie. They moved it up. So,
So 10 a.m. Arizona.
Yeah, it's 10 a.m. So you're going to have to get up, turn on College Game Day, get your breakfast going, and then just lead into it.
The JV Sports Show leads right in.
Exactly
Maybe we'll get a national feed of our radio program.
We should.
We've been saying all along.
We should.
Yo,
gosh.
baby. That's right.
You guys, you should negotiate these contracts for us.
I don't know. Might not be very good at that.
Oh, okay. Well.
OUAZ Spirit hits the road once again next weekend to travel to the Southwestern Assemblies of God University in Waxahachie, Texas, and then the next day we'll all be tuned in November 17th, Sunday. I believe it'll be 4 p.m. Arizona time for the bracket release, if you will, for the NAIA playoffs, and we'll see what happens, Coach.
That's right. Hang on. We'll see.
That's it.
Coach, great
Thanks,
having
guys.
you on. We appreciate you, and we'll be talking to you here in the next couple weeks.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks for everything.
Stay tuned. Here's the Mike Nesbitt Show. We'll come back. Me and Vince will wrap it up from Buffalo Wild Wings Surprise right after this.
Watching the game alone, you gonna high-five yourself too? Come on! Get to B-Dubs, order a $5 pitcher, chest bump, wolf fowl, and nail that two-person high-five. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! What kind of monster schedules their wedding on game day? We're done watching the game on our phone while you two take an entire day to say you like each other. Oh, good. The best man's winging the toast. Hey, Troy, I got a place you can wing it. It's called B-Dubs. We're going to RSVP for the chicken, keep our vows to football, and add wings, beer, and sports to our registry while dining on a buffet of football. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Hey, all you business owners. Vince here from the JV Sports Show. Are you a fan of junior college and small college sports? Want to reach an established and growing sports radio listening audience both locally and abroad? Partner up with the JV Sports Show. We can help promote your business while you help support exclusive coverage of junior college, NAIA, NC2A Division II and III sports. Check us out at www.jvsportshow.com and let us show you the benefits of partnering up with James and I on the JV Sports Show.
It's football season, folks, and this year Buffalo Wild Wings has a new game plan. A plan to save football and your relationship with the first ever football prenup. You heard me, football prenup. Whether it's yard work, weddings, dinner parties, birthday parties, gender reveal parties, life's always finding new ways to blindside fans and put pressure on their relationship during football season. So we're blowing the whistle and calling for the football prenup. This stiff arm to everyday bullshit lets fans protect their game days from anyone or anything that's not football. Partners protect whatever it is they care about, and both sides protect their sanity. Yeah, it's real and legally binding.
Not legally binding. If you think just filling this out makes it legal because of free women metal themed sports restaurant promoted on your feet, you kind of deserve whatever the consequences are. Don't be dumb.
Just go to footballprenup.com, outline the games you want to protect, and negotiate what you're willing to do for your partner in return. We're talking dishes, date nights, selfies, cuddling, conversations using those active listening skills the counselor talked about. Anything that'll get you those games. Anything. Then sign the sucker and booyah. This football season, don't go for the win. Go for the win-win. Save your football season. Save your relationship. Save America.
Okay, welcome back to the Coach Mike Nesbitt Show. James and I are pleased and excited to be joined by Braden. Braden is a takeout specialist here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Braden, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Awesome. How long have you been working here?
About 2 years.
No kidding. Wow, 2 years. I thought you had a familiar face. Man, we walk by you every time we come in.
I see you guys coming every week almost.
Okay, almost. Awesome.
And
awesome.
how you like it here at Buffalo Wild Wings?
It's pretty good. You know, pretty good job overall.
Good.
The games, you know, it's always nice to be able to work where the games are on. So,
sure.
I mean,
and you guys have a lot of specials going on right now. Is that right?
Yes, we do.
Talk about some of those, would you?
Well, besides our normal, we have like two buy one get one Tuesday for our traditional wings.
Wow.
Okay.
And on Thursdays we'll be having our 70-cent boneless special.
Now you guys have new boneless wings, I understand.
Yes, we do. So it'll be more chicken, less breading, and overall better.
I'm gonna have to get some of those to go.
That's
tonight,
like a healthy alternative, James.
Well, that's what I need, Vince. Is a healthy alternative.
The healthy alternative. Okay, so and then
picture of health.
the brand new original buffalo sauce. What's different about the brand new original buffalo sauce?
So I do know that it has to be kept a lot more fresher, and it's a lot more to taste like the original buffalo sauce that we started off on. I tasted it myself. It was definitely a lot more buttery, and it did have a good taste to it. So I do like it.
Okay.
Kind of like original Coke versus the new Coke.
Yeah,
really.
Coke and yes. Okay, nice. And then beginning next Monday, what's going on?
Alrighty, so we talked about our new boneless wings. We talked about the new sauce.
The third.
It's a buttery blend.
Yeah.
Sorry. We having the holiday gift cards available for purchase. Every $25 gift card purchase will be giving away a $5 bonus card for free.
Nice.
And next Monday's Veterans Day, by
Yes,
the way.
it
So
is.
happy Veterans Day to all our veterans,
Veterans
Day.
especially our resident veteran, Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Semper Fi. All right. Okay. Well, Braden, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we appreciate it. And
You're welcome, man.
that's awesome. And you know, you got to come down. And I say this to students, to faculty of OUAZ, come in because you get a discount with your card, with your faculty card, with your student ID card. You get a discount.
10%, right?
10% discount.
Yes.
And the surrounding community, this should be the go-to place for all your sports. You should come here. Surprise, Peoria, Litchfield, Whitman,
I mean, right now,
Glendale.
Vince, we got Thursday night football on. We got
Yes.
the Suns on over here.
Yes.
We got some college hockey on over
Yeah.
here. The Coyotes are on over here.
Yeah.
So come on down, have some great food, and whatever game is on, you can pretty much get it here.
And we're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Oh, my gosh, you get
Exactly.
to see a couple of local celebrities, you know, and hobnob with, and Coach Nesbitt's over there laughing at us. But it's great. It's a great, fun environment. It's a great place to be. The people are awesome. The staff is awesome. Tip your servers well, right?
Always.
Yes, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning into the Coach Mike Nesbitt Show.
Yeah, thanks to General Manager Scott for having us
Yes.
here tonight as well. Once again, our producer Greg Jones
Yep.
and his assistants tonight, Kat and Mariah. So thank you guys for coming on with us. We appreciate it. And another great show, Vince.
Another great show. Saturday, so Saturday morning, JV Sports Show, AM 1067 to 8 a.m. We'll be out at Faith Arena, the brand new basketball arena for the OUAZ basketball and volleyball programs. We're interviewing a couple of coaches.
Yeah, and you'll be on the call Saturday night of
be broadcasting
the men's game.
The home opener for the men. Yep, be doing that game at 7 p.m. Excited about that. All in all, it's going to be a great weekend, a lot of fun. Tune in, stay tuned, and keep listening. Follow us on Twitter as well, at JV Sports Show.
Exactly right. Thanks again for joining us here tonight from Buffalo Wild Wings. It's a surprise. It was another fun show. We appreciate Coach Nesbitt coming on with us. And until next time, take care.
All right.